Prime Minister Hassan Diab had a grim warning for Lebanon. The country, he said, was days away from social explosion. Now, the World Bank has called Lebanon's crisis one of the worst depressions in modern history. The currency has lost more than 90% of its value, and more than half of the population currently lives in poverty. Here's a look at the crisis from the heart of Lebanon.
Lebanon is a few days away from a social explosion. The Lebanese are facing this dark fate alone.
Crushed under a mountain of debt, decades of corruption and scandals, the demand for a new government and a financial meltdown like no other. Lebanon is facing its worst crisis since the civil war, and there seems to be no end in sight. It is one of the worst depressions of modern history. Lebanon's currency has lost 90% of its value, and thousands of people are living in poverty. As politicians struggle to form a government, Hassan Diab appealed to the international community, calling for assistance to prevent the demise of the nation. Diab's plea came as he spoke to diplomats in Lebanon, where politicians failed to agree on forming a new government, nearly a year after the cabinet resigned.
The formation of a government has been long overdue, and the Lebanese have waited and carried the burden of this long wait, but their patience has started to run out with the crises and sufferings building up. The idea of linking Lebanon's assistance to the formation of a new government has become a threat to the lives of the Lebanese and to the Lebanese entity.
Lebanon's crisis has unfolded since late 2019, spiraling out of control in this country of over 6 million. A foreign currency shortage has crippled the import-dependent nation, leaving residents struggling to find fuel, medicines, and basic supplies. Daily power outages last for hours, threatening hospitals and food stores, and leaving entire neighborhoods in darkness. Schools are finding it difficult to operate, with more and more teachers leaving the country. Power cuts make it impossible to survive without generators. And shortage of basic materials are threatening schools. Lebanon's educational sector was once prized. It was a regional leader in the sector in West Asia, ranked 10th globally by the WEF's Global Competitiveness Report. But when the crisis erupted, it took the education sector by surprise.
This year, a year and a half after the crisis erupted, what we are witnessing now is that another 30% of teachers are leaving and quitting. So the qualified teachers left last year. They were fired, and this year, those who have a bit of experience and have the opportunities are taking them. We are in a real crisis now.
But it's not only the education sector that is affected. The crisis has taken a toll on its tourism. It has gutted the hospitality sector of Lebanon, known for its beaches, mountain resorts, and good food. Hundreds of businesses have been forced to close. But with their dollars trapped in the bank, many Lebanese are turning toward domestic tourism. Currently, most hotel reservations are from Lebanese expats, with resorts in Batron and Byblos regularly packed.
In Batron, you can find hotels, restaurant, The Sea. The Sea is famous. Reservations? Yes, for sure. Some people come from abroad, but the majority are Lebanese expats.
Lebanon's crisis has also sparked a hunt for alternatives. Many in the country are adopting veganism as they can no longer afford meat or chicken. From rags to baby diapers, many are scrambling to secure an alternative to sanitary pads, which have grown too expensive in light of its worst financial crisis.
I mean, it used to be nothing. We didn't think about it. But now they are expensive. I prefer to get something for my children or to spend the money on food for my children instead of spending the same amount on sanitary pads.
Many are currently depending on aid to survive, but the state is fast running out of cash. And subsidies are likely to be trimmed, with more families struggling to meet basic needs. It looks like Lebanon is staring at a catastrophe in the coming days. West Asia Bureau, WION. World is One.